Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be getting ready with you guys while I talk to you about my beauty day regime. Sunday's the day that I like to pamper myself and do all of my beauty treatments, so I'll be talking with you guys about that and just kind of like other little things here and there. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. So today's Sunday, and Sunday's a day that I really like to relax and pamper myself. I do a little bit of house cleaning, like clean all the bathrooms and all of that, and then I set aside Sunday for just pampering myself, giving myself a pedicure, a manicure. Sunday's a day that I'll do like teeth whitening and face masks and things like that. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about what I like to do. And some of you guys may already know this, but my husband and I both work full-time. We have 4 children together. So our days can be really busy, like especially during the week. My stepdaughter is in soccer, so my husband coaches their soccer team, and it's crazy busy. Working full-time and raising kids and having dogs, which dogs are another thing that take up like a huge majority of my spare time, because I love my dogs and they're kind of like my children, and so I'm constantly like feeding them and playing with them and making sure they have baths and just all that fun stuff, training them, basic commands, things like that. So it's pretty busy, and Sunday's a day that I just don't like to do anything and just pamper myself. So I could go to the salon and like get a pedicure and manicure, but honestly I enjoy doing it myself because it's really relaxing for me. Like right now I have my pedicure going. I have like some water with Epsom salts and a little bit of vinegar, baking soda, and hot water, and my feet are just soaking. I like to change my nail polish and give myself a pedicure once a week, so I'm doing that. I just painted my nails, and I painted them an Essie shade. This is Topless and Barefoot, and it's really pretty. It's kind of like a nudie pink shade. I love Essie nail polishes. I have a ton of them. This one's kind of getting a little bit old. I just used one coat, but it's getting kind of goopy. I need to pick up another one because this one's a really pretty color. It's just one of those colors that you can just wear, and when it starts wearing off, it's not as noticeable because it's pretty pale and it kind of blends in when your manicure doesn't look so great. So this is really perfect for me right now. So I did that. I'm kind of waiting for them to dry a little bit before I start putting my makeup on. One of my favorite masks that I like to use is Queen Helen, and I picked this up at Sally's and I've used this forever. It's the Mint Julep mask, and it's for oily and acne prone skin. This is the green one, and the reason that I like this one so much is because it has sulfur in it, and sulfur is, I believe, is like a miracle product for your skin. I pick up sulfur at like Wilco for my animals, for my dogs, whenever they have any sort of skin issue. Like they've had just some, you know, minor skin things in the past, and I've read that you can give them like a bath in sulfur, and every time I've used that, it's cleared anything up that they have. It gives them really like a nice shiny coat, and so anything with sulfur in it, I'm like, yes, that's what I want to use on my skin, because I've seen like the benefits of it like in real life. So I know that it's really good for your skin. It kind of like reduces the inflammation and redness and irritation and stuff like that. So I love that one. Another face product that I recently picked up is the Ordinary. This is a AHA 30% and BHA 2% peeling solution. It's like a 10-minute exfoliating facial. I like to do this one. During the week I use Retin-A. I've got to the point where I'm using it every day now, and I'm able to do that because I mix it with my moisturizer, and for some reason mixing the Retin-A with my moisturizer does not irritate my skin as much. Like I used to have peeling, and I've been using Retin-A for so long, my skin should be used to it by now, but it didn't start settling down until I started adding a moisturizer to it and applying it that way. So I like to do something like this once a week. It's just like a chemical exfoliant, so it gets rid of some of that dead skin. That's, you know, you get rid of that dead skin so you can reveal your more youthful skin underneath. So this one's a good one. It kind of burns a little bit when you put it on. I feel like that's making it work. Whatever it's doing, it kind of stings, but then you get used to it, and then wipe it away, and then like in the next day or two your skin kind of peels away. So I really like that one. And I have some other ones that I like to use. On Sundays, I like to really moisturize my skin. I've been using these products from Timeless. This is the hyaluronic acid. I use these throughout the week also, but I try to stick to just using the Retin A at night. So whenever I have time or take off my makeup, like during the week, even in the evening before I go to bed, like hours before I go to bed, I'll, you know, make sure I moisturize my skin really well. So squalene or squalene hyaluronic acid. Another one I use is the argan oil, and I pretty much just mix a couple drops of all of these, and I'll put all of this information down below for everything I talk about today, but I just like put it on my skin kind of like a moisturizing mask and just let it, you know, soak in. What else have I been using? Oh, I like to do my teeth whitening, and these are the Crest Whitestrips that I like to use. They are the Supreme Flexfit. And I really did my research on looking for a teeth whitener that has like the most peroxide in it, and this one is of the Crest Whitestrips, or of most like over-the-counter teeth whitening. This is the one that has the most peroxide in it. It has 14%, which when I asked my dentist about getting a teeth whitener, I think they had 11 and 20%. So this is kind of like right in the middle, and for the price, it is like the best option. It's like 40 or I think it's like either $39.99 or $49.99, and you get a ton of strips, and it really works. So then to maintain, I kind of just do maybe once or twice a week to like freshen my teeth up. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a moisturizer, and this is the Jack Black Clean Break Oil-Free Moisturizer. This is my husband's, but he hasn't been using it, so I've been using it for the past couple of days. I like it because it's lightweight and it really absorbs into my skin, so it doesn't give me any issues with my foundation. It's just like a light moisturizer. The weather here has been absolutely beautiful for the past couple of days. Like, so happy spring is here. We here in the Pacific Northwest get like cloudy rain for like 9 months out of the year, and when it's springtime, everything is beautiful. It starts getting so pretty, everything starts blooming, and I can appreciate having the rain because in the spring and summer it is like absolutely gorgeous. It's so green, so beautiful, so it's worth it. And you do kind of just get used to that, like being like, I feel like everyone's in hibernation in the winter time. Spring comes out and everybody starts coming out, everyone's happy, and it's just like such a great feeling. So I'm gonna put on a little bit of my sunscreen. This is the Australian Gold in SPF 50, and it's kind of like a skin shade, but it doesn't really tint your skin that much. But it does also act as a primer, which I like. I don't know if there's silicone in here or what is in here. Yeah, it looks like there's some dimethicone. I know some people don't like using that for their skin, but it doesn't cause me any issues or break me out or anything. And then I just like to let that sit. I don't know if I'm going to be going outside too much today, but just in case. I just nicked my nail, and it's fixed. Okay, so my foundation, I've been using a drugstore foundation lately, just kind of checking it out or trying it out, and I really like it. I don't like it enough to use it on its own, but for drugstore I feel like it's a pretty good one. It's the Full Coverage Maybelline Superstay Foundation, and I mix it with my Estee Lauder Double Wear. This has a really great coverage. It is really good. It stays on all day. I made like a little patch test on my arm because I was trying to see what my foundations, like which color would be the best to use, and this one stayed on my arm for like 2 days. Like after scrubbing it even, it wouldn't come off. I don't know if that's the best thing, but I mean, it goes to say that it does stay on for a long time. So I'm just putting about that much on my sponge and about the same amount of my Estee Lauder Double Wear in Sand. This is in the shade, where is the shade? 118 Light Beige. But it has like a really good like tone to it. It has a yellow tone. So I always need a yellow tone for my skin. As you can see, my face is a little bit red because I have very sensitive skin. But the rest of my body has like a yellow undertone. But as you can see, that's really nice coverage. It'll darken up once it dries. I also like to wash all of my makeup brushes on Sunday, clean out my car, just do all those things to like get ready for the week. Go get any groceries that we need for the week. Just kind of like, I mean, I'm still doing a bunch of stuff, but it's a lot more relaxing than most of the days during the week. Yesterday we went to Paige's soccer game in the morning. They won 9-0 and we felt kind of bad actually. But then we had a memorial service to go to. After that was, actually didn't get to make it over to prom photos for my son, but he understood. He told me not to leave the service early because he just felt like that wasn't right. So he's gonna get pictures from somebody else. And then we had my 2 soccer games. So I mean, Saturdays are always really busy. During the week it's busy because I'm working, so it's hard to find time to even film. Like, I want to film so many videos. I just bought a bunch of clothes from Fashion Nova. I'm in love with that. I'm so addicted. My husband is getting so mad at me because packages keep showing up because I cannot stop buying cute dresses, cute clothes from Fashion Nova, and it's super cheap. They always have like 30% off, 20% off, 50% off, and their clothes are very inexpensive, but I am just surprised at the quality. Like, it's so good. So I think I got that pretty much applied well. I'm gonna take my Narssisist palette. Narssisist palette. I like shopping my collection, and this was something I found in my collection a couple weeks ago, so I've been using it, and I really like using this warmer shade. I think it's might be Paloma, and a little bit of Laguna, which is on this side. And I use that for contour. But yeah, I've been wanting to like film either like a try on or like a haul or something, because they just have the cutest clothes. So I really like it, and the shipping's been great. I know I've heard people in the past talk about Fashion Nova. I've never ever bought anything from there. I think because I've heard so many like mixed reviews about it or comments about it, but honestly, like, I've been really happy with everything that I've purchased from Fashion Nova. Okay, now I'm gonna take this palette. This is kind of what I've been using. It's a bunch of my MAC eyeshadows, and then I have a MAC blush in there. I don't really like using this or traveling around with this because they move around in there, but I really do love MAC eyeshadows. I feel like they just have really great shades and different like finishes. This is in Orb, just like a light shade, and I'm just putting this all over my lid. I'm gonna go for just a nice natural makeup look today because I'm not doing anything special. Just kind of want to slap something on. And then this one, oh, actually I'm going to use this one. This is Bisque, and it's like a gray, just like a light neutral grayish shade. It looks kind of like Omega, but a little bit darker. And then this one is Malt. I really like this one. They don't look like much, but honestly, when you put them on your eyelid, they do give like a little bit of dimension to your lid without being too much. It looks very, very natural, and that's why I like these ones. They're mattes. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of this dark brownish purple. It's called Corduroy, and I'm just putting this in the outer corner and then into the crease. Oh, there's another thing that I've been trying out, and I did this a few years ago and I just stopped because it was kind of like high maintenance. But I've been doing soap brows because I've been seeing people do it, and I love, I've been doing it lately, and I love how it gives like my eyebrows a fullness that they don't usually have on their own. I'll show you after I finish my eyes. And then I'm taking a little bit of Phloof and a little bit of Nylon. They are super shimmery shades. One of them is like a yellow tone and one is like a frosty, like white, really light pink, almost like a white. But mixing them together makes them perfect. And I just put that in my inner corner. This is like my go-to look. This is what I wear to work every day because it's super easy. It's easy to wear to work. Like, you don't want to have too much makeup on, you know, at work. You just kind of want it to be like professional and nice, and so I like to keep it a little bit light. Every once in a while, like on a Friday, I'll, you know, do a little bit more, but that's what I've been doing. I need to get my eyebrow products. And of course, oh, here they are. I was going to say, of course, they're not in there. Okay, so I just put some soap in this little pot. I just cut it from the big piece of soap. It's just like a glycerin soap, so it's like kind of natural. And then I just spray a little bit of water in it. And I just let it sit for a minute. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows first because I feel like my eyebrow product goes on a little bit better if I do this part first and then do the soap last. So I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills in Taupe, the Dipbrow in Taupe. And I'm quickly just filling them in. I don't like to spend too much time on my eyebrows, just as long as it's filled in a little bit. I'm good. It doesn't need to be like perfect. Eyebrows are like a necessity for me. They're just very thin if I don't add any products. And I don't use too much on them, but I do like for them to be a little bit fuller. And then I take a spoolie brush and just kind of run it through them and shape them a little bit. Make sure that the product is kind of blended out. And then I'll take my spoolie and just run it across the soap. Try not to get too much because otherwise it'll leave like a white cast on me. This one, maybe I need to get a darker color. But then I just brush them up and out. And I try to keep my eyebrows trimmed also. Like, I'll trim anything excess and then barely on the edges, just kind of brush them back down to where the eyebrow is. So that's all I really do, but I love how it just makes my eyebrows look fuller and like a little bit more bushy. So that's that for those. Now I'm going to take a little bit of concealer. And actually today I'm going to use the Double Wear Stay in Place concealer. Just a little bit to clean up underneath. And I do have a little bit of darkness, not too much. But I guess we'll just use my fingers. My water and my pedicure is getting really cold. After this, I'm going to take off my nail polish, which I should have done that first. And then paint my nails. I think I'm going to go with a dark shade. I like doing a dark shade on my feet. I don't know, I feel like it's just a little bit more flattering. When I use white, I feel like it just makes my feet look bigger. I don't know, it's not flattering to me. So I really like this if I can find it. I've been using this shade. It's called Carry On from Essie. It looks kind of like China Glaze's, I think it's like, it's a really dark shade by China Glaze that I used to use a ton. I think I ran out of it. Maybe this is it. Evening Seduction. Maybe I'll use this one. It's like a really dark, like purpley black shade. It's really pretty. It's kind of similar to that. But these are the shades that I like to use on my toes. I'll switch it up once we get more into summer. I'll use like brighter shades, but I'm going to be using that one. Okay, so for blush, I am going to be using a little bit of this one that I have in my MAC palette. It's what I don't like about this palette is they fall out. I think it's Pink Swoon. And I'm just going to take my brush. And this kind of like brightens up my cheeks, and then I go in with another shade of blush, a more coral shade. And this one is like my favorite. I've purchased like 3 of these, and it's Tarte's Blissful. It's so pretty. It looks really pink on camera, but it's kind of like a corally shade. A corally pink. Very, very pretty. And then a little bit of Soft and Gentle from MAC. And just highlight on my nose, upper lip, a little bit on my forehead, and that's pretty much it. And then, let's see, I think I'm going to apply some lipstick. And a lot of you guys have been asking on my Instagram stories what I'm using on my lips, and I will show you exactly what I do. It's probably really similar to what I've done in the past. Please Me from MAC is my absolute favorite lipstick. It's just like the perfect shade of pink for me. That's what it looks like. And I do like to lighten it up just a tad, and I use a like pale peachy liquid lipstick, and this is from NYX and it's called Cheekies. It's number 16. But it's like a pink, but it has like a little bit of peach to it. And then I will take Makeup Forever's 15C. This is my all-time favorite lip liner. It's almost the same exact color as Please Me. And then usually I will use Forbidden lip gloss by Bare Minerals, but I don't have that right now. I ran out and I haven't had a chance to go pick it up. So I'm just taking a little bit of my chapstick. This is just from Burt's Bees, and go over it so it's not too dry. When it's too dry, it just kind of looks gross. So I like to put that over it, or like a lip gloss usually. And then for liner, I'm using NYX Liquid Liner. This one, I think it's a dupe for a Makeup Forever matte liner, but this is just good. It goes on really nicely. I also use another one. I think it's from Tarte. I really like that one too. This one gives me a little bit thinner line because I have like a smaller brush. The other one I have to use like an actual liner brush, so the line is usually a little bit thicker. So when I want like a more dramatic, like really black liner, I'll use the Tarte one. And just like a small wing. And let's see what else. Oh, I also wanted to address something that I talked about on my stories, and I mentioned intermittent fasting and it not having real results, and that's not, intermittent fasting is not the issue. Intermittent fasting works. It's my eating habits that are not giving me results. So when you intermittent fast, like when you change your eating style to eating like during a certain like period during the day, it changes your body. It changes your body composition. Like I actually see a difference in my body composition. Like I have such a better figure because it's like your body holds onto the muscle, but then it gets rid of the fat. If it weren't the fact that you can eat more when you're doing this and stay the same, which is what's happening with me. Like I'm getting used to eating more and eating like junk food and staying the same size. So I haven't lost any weight. I'm kind of where I want to be right now. Like maybe lose 3 to 4 pounds, but when you have a small frame and you don't have a lot to lose, it's like really hard to lose any weight. So like just toning up a little bit and wanting to lose a little bit of the fat. I don't think I'm fat. It's nothing like that. It's just like I know when my clothes don't feel super tight is where I feel comfortable. So those extra couple pounds really makes a difference for me, and I just haven't put in the effort. So that's why it hasn't been working, because like I said in my story, I eat pretty much candy whenever I want to, or eat whatever I want whenever I want to, and I haven't really been like watching what I eat. But if I did, then I would have better results. That's all I was saying there. So don't think that it doesn't work. It does work. It's me that is not putting in like the work with my eating habits, or what I'm putting in my mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. But honestly, you guys, try that. If you're having issues losing weight, try that. You can pretty much eat the same things. You're just eating like either one meal a day, or you're eating between 6 hours, like from 12 to 6, and then you stop eating for the rest of the time. And honestly, it is like the best. You feel so good. Your stomach shrinks because you're not like eating all day, and your body has a chance to like really use up your fuel stores. And it's kind of hard in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's not a big deal at all. I'm using the Loreal Voluminous Carbon Black. And I've been doing it for over a year, and I really love not having to like think about what I'm going to take to work for snacks and things like that. Like you can eat like one big meal and seriously not even want to eat for the rest of the day. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of liner. This is just like a nude. It's the Tarte Fake Awake, and I'm putting this in my waterline. This works great for those tired days when you just want to look more awake. And then I do have a little bit to clean up. Need a Q-tip. And that's pretty much it. I will take a little bit of eyeshadow and run it underneath my eyes. Actually, I'm just going to take a little bit of this bronzer. And now I can start on my hair. I just colored my hair. Some of you guys were asking what color I used. It's a little bit dark, but it always lightens up after a few washes. But I buy my hair dye from Sally's. I'll show you guys what it looks like. And it's the Color Charm. It's the demi or semi-permanent, demi-permanent. It's the one that washes out. And I basically use 4N, 5N, like half and half of those, and then a tiny bit of 5R, which is like a red shade, and it gives like a really nice like brown, like a chocolate brown. So I have my curling iron right here. This is a Hot Tools curling iron. I think it's a 1.5 inch. And I'm just going to curl my hair. I'm probably going to stop the camera and just do this, and then I'll be right back.